Hey everybody, it is 595 week number 5. So, welcome to this week. We are focusing on ethical dilemmas in the classroom, looking at framework for ethical decision making. And if there's ever a time in the world where we need these things, this is a pretty good time to be focusing this, studying this, learning the latest research around this. So, big picture as we look at the course outcomes, this week we're going to be connecting with developing a personal understanding of moral decision making criteria, looking at moral dilemmas, using ethical theories, building an awareness of ethical challenges. Um, yeah, I keep wanting to make jokes about it being like a light week. It is not a light week. It's important and it's heavy in a good way. I think ties in. I think we're grounded in the scripture reference with an emphasis on love, kindness, forgiveness. I think that gives you kind of a nice foundation as we look at these topics this week. So, content for the week, you're going to be looking at a video around teacher ethics, insights into ethical conduct specific to an educational setting. There is the old trolley problem. You know this? Did you ever watch that show with, what is her name? Anna from Frozen, Kristen Bell, with a TV show with, what's his name? Kristen Bell TV show. The Good Place. Do you know The Good Place? My little sister runs the Women's Center at Georgetown University over in DC and has taught a couple different classes, similarly around kind of ethics, Christianity, and she, like, The Good Place was coming out, and the first time she was talking about these topics. I should go through and I haven't watched it since it ended in 2020, and my goodness, the world is different from that. She also almost has my wife's birthday. Just had to Google her to figure out The Good Place. The point is, there's a handful of different trolley problems in The Good Place, which are both hilarious and gruesome in a funny way. If you've not watched The Good Place, I wonder. I want to go back and, before I say you should for sure watch it, remember being quite funny. The acting is fantastic. The writing's really good. My sister said the theology behind it is actually pretty incredible. Um, I'm gonna go back after week 8 and maybe rewatch that. We'll see. I gotta figure out what's next on my list. Um, anyway, there's all of that to say, there is the philosophical perspective on ethical decision making around sacrificing one person to save five with the trolley problem. There was a recent podcast I listened to. Which one was it? Can you tell it has been a long week? Um, what's the? I'm blanking out. Jad Abumrad is the host of. Oh, he's gotten old. Look at the photos. Radio host of Radiolab. There it is. He was the founder of Radiolab. There's an episode around this kind of idea of the ethical trolley problem, and people found, just like interesting insights. If you watch this video and you respond in our discussion board, looking, they call it trolleyology. You're going to be applying that to an academic or educational setting in your discussion board. Look how well I did that. And basically, like, if there's what Radiolab was getting at is if there's a personal touch to the trolley problem, it's going this way, it's going to kill 5 people. If you pull a lever, it will kill 1 person, but you're the one choosing that one person dies to save the 5. If there's a way you could just kind of decide it, then people would generally decide to save more. But as soon as you had to, like, have your body do a physical thing, like, would you push 1 person? Would you push 1 person to save 20? Most people are saying no, I would not. I would not push 1 person. like I think that the way they put it was like, would you push one person in front of the train? It would stop the train and it would save 20 people. And people are like, no, I would not. So anyway, super interesting videos, resources, thoughts around ethical decision making. My goodness, it's like I said, like not a light week, but fascinating, really important. There's also some reading you're going to be doing called a framework for ethical decision making, and this framework, where did you go, friend? This is connected with Santa Clara University out of the Markula Center for Applied Ethics. That is a mouthful. And that's going to connect right into your assignment. Assignment number 3 is a framework for ethical decision making, which is literally like what the Santa Clara website that you're going to look at is called. You're going to be analyzing a personal ethical dilemma using their framework, the framework for ethical decision making. And you're going to write a 2 to 3 page paper. Please make sure it is APA formatted. There are some great resources in Canvas around APA formatting. All of the things need to be there. Make sure you for sure have an APA formatted title page. All the things. And you're going to give me about a 3-page paper responding to the framework questions. So make sure as we look at the rubric that it's complete, that the depth of answers is satisfactory. Your rubrics can help you with that. You're going to be looking at, or I'm going to be looking at, I guess, as I grade it based on the rubric, the quality of reflection on your decision-making process. And finally, just making sure it's properly formatted using APA. So with that, I encourage you to look at this week's materials, reflect on your own personal ethical beliefs, and make sure to get started on that assignment as we get going. You definitely want to save some time to get going on that. That is all for week number 5. Happy week 5, everybody.